he bit my finger. Folks at home, welcome to Tank Tuesday. We are finally back from our Disney and ICAST vacation, back at home with this 300-gallon tank. We got Sheriff the bluegill, Bonnie and Clyde, the 2 bass. We also have a couple crawfish living in that house. A lot of cool things coming up with this video. These guys are hungry. We're going to be feeding them really good. We also are making changes to this aquarium. We're going to do some more aquascaping. But the focal point is going to be back to the 55-gallon tank. So let's go discuss that really quick. Alright, back in here with our cat Buster that sits here on the perch all day watching this. And if you watched our last 55-gallon tank video, Liz actually came in, set all this up, put the substrate in, put the decorations in, and we had 5 crawfish that we had trapped out there in the delta, and we put those in here. Those were fun, but we have completely decided to revamp this tank. So we asked you all what you wanted to see in here. The #1 response was a crappie or a white perch. #2 was a catfish, and #3 was a smallmouth bass. So we're going to agree to put some of those fish in, but we wanted a completely different looking tank. We want to go back to a natural look, kind of like our 300-gallon. We want to do a live planted aquarium. And if any of you guys know about live plants and aquariums and crawfish, they do not mix together. Crawfish will eat all of your plants. So that leaves us with a decision. We've got one really cool crawfish in here. He's got giant pinchers. He's even bigger than Red, and we want to keep him. So I think we're going to put him in the 300-gallon tank, and then we're going to release the other 4 crawfish back out into the delta. So we're going to go ahead and get the big crawfish. We need a name for him because he's like a mini lobster. So guys, leave a comment below with a name for this new crawfish. We're going to do this, and then we'll show you all the changes that we're going to make to this new aquarium. We're going to kind of revamp it. Some of this stuff is really old. It's been there for years. We're going to put a new filtration system in, new substrate, new lighting. We're going to get it set up for plants and the fish that you guys want to see in it. Alright, he usually hides. That's not him right there. There's another one even bigger, and he usually hides right up under this ship. So let's take a look at see if he's under there. Look at the claws. We'll probably never get him off of this net. Oh my god. That is one big clawed crawfish. Alright folks, there he is. That is one big crawfish. Look at the size of those claws. I don't have any doubt that he's going to survive because that's the biggest crawfish we've ever put in the tank. Even though these bass eat a lot, I don't think they're going to eat anything near the size of him. So we're going to drop him in. He's going to be one of our new pets. Well, let's see it happen. Yeah, I don't think they're going to mess with him. They might nip at him just to show him, but I think he'll be just fine. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, he's in the corner now. He's got the claws out. He's good to go. All he has to do is find him a hiding spot. Bonnie just kind of pecked at him just to show him who's boss. I think he'll find his way to a hiding spot. But that's something else we're going to be doing here pretty soon. We've always kept these houses in here just to kind of house the crawfish, but we're going to take them out. We're going to put more rocks, more logs, more natural looking stuff along with the plants. So we're going to name this guy. We're going to let you guys name this guy. Alright, this is probably a traditional size tank, 55 gallons, that a lot of you guys may have, or something around this size. So we'll go over all the parts that we're going to put in and the things that we use on it. First of all, this is a Python hose. You use it to suck water out, and if you want to drop the water level down really quick, you can put a pump on the other end, and it'll give you more suction, and it'll drop this water level down a lot quicker than just using gravity and siphoning. Alright, and while we're draining the water, I'm going to go over some of the other stuff. These are just your traditional hang-on back filters. We're going to swap over to a canister style filter, and then these we're probably going to replace with LED strip lighting. I'm not 100% sure. We don't have that spec'd out yet. We've already got the canister filter on the way here. We'll be able to move a lot more water with that canister style filter. We're also going to change the substrate out to give it something more that plants can thrive in. And there's our crazy cat. You guys can't see it, but he's going to that little fuzzy part right there on top of the camera. That's what he likes. Alright, one last thing we're going to do while we're dropping the water levels. We're going to go through and scrape the tank. I'm going to use the magnet style to kind of wipe the glass. Liz is going to use this long stretcher here. It's got a razor blade tip on it, and that's going to get it really clean for us. Alright, we got the water levels down, we got the backdrop off. We got to take these crawfish out of here and go release them back in the ditch I caught them in, and then swap out the substrate. Alright, now we got everything stripped down, we got all the water out. Now it's time to remove that substrate that Liz just put in last week. Sorry, Liz. Alright, and there it is, all stripped down. That's what it looks like as a cleaned out tank. One quick look at the filters while we can see them good. These were 2 Tetra 45s, so that's 90 gallons worth of filtration for a 55 gallon tank. Those worked for us for years, but now it is time to use that canister style filter. Those work much better and a lot more efficient. So, but one thing about it, we are going to run these, and we're going to run the same filters that we had in them for at least a couple days, and that'll help cycle this new tank and get everything up and going. Here's a quick look at the substrate we're going in with. It's the same one we did in the 300 gallon, the Eco Complete. It'll really help those plants grow. Alright, we just got the Eco Complete substrate put in. It took 5 20-pound sacks to give us our 3-inch base right there. That's what you're shooting for, about 3 inches. Give the plants plenty of room to root. Now, time to add water. Alright folks, now I'm going to introduce to you the Mega Stone. This is one giant piece of dragonstone. It's not going in the 55 gallon, it's going to go in the 300 gallon. And we are about to soak it for a little while because it's dirty. We're going to put it in a 5 gallon bucket and take the driftwood out. The driftwood is ready to go in the 300 gallon. So we are going to soak this guy for a couple days and then put it in. Alright, we got the Mega Stone in the 5 gallon bucket. It takes up about 3/4 of it. We got the driftwood sitting out. We had that planned to go into the 300 gallon tank, but we may put it in the 55 now. I don't know, it's good to have options. And then that's our BamaBass lettering. We're still going to soak that, make sure we get all the tannins. Alright, we got her filled up with water. We got the new substrate in. We got the old filters running to kind of help cycle the tank. We're going to put a backdrop on the back. And the upcoming days we're going to be planting plants. We've got rocks coming in that we're putting in here, and a lot of different variety of plants. We're about to hand feed them one over the top of the tank. Sheriff got that one. Alright, we've given this tank a couple days since we put the substrate in. Now we're fixing to give it a complete makeover. We got our Fluval canister filter here that's going to be going in. We got some wood, driftwood pieces, rocks, a new backdrop. We also got some Dr. Tim's nitrifying bacteria. We used that on the last tank and it worked out good. This is something one of my good friends Randy told me about. You put it in and it'll really help clear that water up, make it look real nice and neat. And look at Mother Teresa over here. Liz, we got all these plants here that we're going to be planting. We want to make this tank look like an underwater jungle. Liz, tell us all the names of these plants.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to bore you guys with plant names, but we are going to really fill this tank up with a lot of greenery. This is something pretty cool I'm going to do. I'm taking pieces of driftwood and putting glue and like Java moss onto it. We're going to do that with some rocks and stuff and really try to make everything stand out in a really green tint and provide a good habitat for these fish. And one last thing I forgot to mention, our LED lighting. We're going to try the Fluval full spectrum LED. That's perfect for planted aquariums. And folks, don't forget to spray your plants with hydrogen peroxide. Alright, for that Java moss, I like to use super glue, but for the Miramo moss, I like to use fishing line. I'm going to take one of these balls, spread it apart, lay it across right here on this piece of driftwood. Vicious 14-pound fluorocarbon will last you a lifetime, so I'm going to do a quick before and after shot of that. Alright, there you go. Got it tied down with a fishing line. Gives it a nice little green wooden look to the aquarium. And my last two creations, I've just got the Java moss on this piece of driftwood, then I got the Miramo here. This is going to stand up straight, and Java on the top. So let's put it in the water, see what it looks like. Alright, we're going to give you a quick rundown on how a canister filter works. All of the water is going to come in on this portion here. It's going to go down. This is a mechanical filter, and when it gets to the bottom it's going to start working its way back up. That is another mechanical filter with filter pads in it. Then we have our biological filter. Next comes a carbon filter. You see the little carbon bags down in there? That'll remove odors and help polish off the water. And then last, this one's a special one. They leave this one blank, and what we did is we took a filter out of the tank that used to be in our overflow filters, put it in there. That's going to help cycle the water quicker. And this is our Purigen bag that we've got right there, and that purifies the water. So that helps cycle the water, that helps purify the water, and that's the last line of defense as it's coming back up, and it'll come through and overflow and flow back into the tank from there. Class is over.
Nice.
Alright, we have flow. We got the canister filter hooked up. It is pumping stuff out of there. Alright, we finally got the LED lights installed. And now it is time to introduce you to the first inhabitant of this tank. A snail that hitched a ride on a piece of driftwood. We're going to call him Bolt, after Usain Bolt. Alright, so we just put our driftwood and rocks in, and I'm really pleased with some of it, kind of on the fence about others. This is my favorite piece right here. We've got the Java moss at the top, the Miramo at the bottom, kind of makes it look like an old tree. We got the good looking Java moss right there on that piece of driftwood. We got some different coloration rocks. We got some Java moss that was glued onto that piece of rock that's already almost dead. You can tell, which Java moss is really good and it grows really quick, but you can tell the difference in that color and that color, and it's the same plant. So hopefully that's going to thrive. If not, we'll take it out. And one last little piece of driftwood. Now we're going to put the plants in. Alright folks, here's one final look at it for tonight. Liz and I have planted and planted and planted until we're worn out. So this is a look at what we've got for today. It may end up, we may still add some things and change it up a little bit, but this is what we're going to end with today on. And we want it to be a jungle, you know, we want it to be tall leaves, a lot of greenery, a lot of fish interaction, stuff like that. So that's what you got. And Bonnie and Clyde are probably going to be a little bit jealous of this tank because there's so much greenery, places to hide, things like that. Alright, Liz is about to dump us a bunch of minnows down and let them have a feast. Alright, hand feeding part 2. Sheriff got that one. Alright, I'm going to drop this one in and see if it makes a difference. Bonnie got that one. Alright, now we're just going to do a regular feeding and see how they react. Oh yeah. Alright. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for us today. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button and join us every Tuesday as we upload new Tank Tuesday videos. Next week we're going to be adding fish to the 55 gallon, and we got some other things we're doing with this 300. So see you all next Tuesday.
Bonnie and Clyde were pretty looking people, but I can tell you people, they were the devil's children.